families. Welcome to Family Sunday School. Hi kids, Miss Lisa here. Hey, we're going to study again the Beatitudes, and this time it's blessed are the peacemakers. Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. We are called to be peacemakers, but don't be fooled by fake peace. In ancient Rome, people had a piece called, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Pax Romana, and it was enforced with harsh oppression. That is fake peace. Sometimes families do not feel peaceful. That is very normal. Trust me, it's normal. Even the most peaceful families sometimes have moments that feel frustrating or uneasy. Make a list with your family of moments in a typical day and read the list out loud and put your thumbs up if you have a feeling of peace during that moment, and put your thumbs down if you think that has some frustration and some struggles, and if you could use more peace in that moment. Okay? What peacemaking can be done in those tougher moments? Just something for you to think about and to work on together. So join me in a few minutes for our climb to the mountain to talk about Jesus's Sermon on the Mount, talking about blessed are the peacemakers. See you in a few. Thanks, bye. Hello friends, Miss Lisa here, getting ready to go up to that mountain with you. Remember, we can climb up our pretend mountain 3 ways. We can do rock climbing, like a rock wall, right? Or we can hike, right? We can march it, or maybe hold hands with a sibling or a family member or friend, right? And climb that mountain. Or we can roll, pretend like we're in a wheelchair and up the ramp. And I think that's the way Miss Lisa's going to go up that mountain today. So, are we ready? Here we go. We're going to count to 20. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whoa, we're up on top of the mountain. And remember, on the mountain, we are closer to God. We're closer to the heavens. So the people that were following Jesus felt that way. It's magnificent, the view, right? So let's get our pretend binoculars and look at the crowd and the view. Wow. So let's settle in and listen to Jesus. And his sermon today is about blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. You know, peace is so important that there are many symbols for peace around the world. People recognize them. The olive branch, we know the story of the olive branch for peace, right? The peace sign, you know, the circle with the peace sign, right? Peace and images. These images bring us together. In fact, if you look up peace in your emojis, you'll find a few of these symbols on your devices. We say peace to describe being calm, right? Or still and not disrupted, quiet. The kind of peace that Jesus talked about was much more than calm, quiet, or lack of conflict. For Jesus, true peace was what he and his followers called shalom. Shalom means wholeness and wellness. Shalom means all your needs, physical, emotional, spiritual, etc. All your needs are met and lovingly cared for. Have you ever felt that way, that kind of peace? I have. It's wonderful. There were many people listening to Jesus who did not experience this kind of shalom. And there are many today who do not either. So in Jesus's time, Rome conquered many different people's lands and forced Roman laws and customs onto them. They called it, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Pax Romana, meaning peace within Rome. Now, this did not feel like peace to the people whose lands and lives they took over. Rome thought it was peace because they squelched everyone who had a different view or a belief than they did. And it may have been quiet in Rome, but it didn't feel peaceful. There wasn't conflict, but it was a fake kind of peace. There is a long history across the world of governments taking over people and land, saying that they will bring peace, but instead imposing laws that hurt and oppress. To truly create peace or shalom for everyone, we must use our voices and that power we have to bring justice, not just say that we want peace. Have you ever heard the phrase, no justice, no peace? Where have you seen or heard it before? Do you remember? People have been chanting no justice, no peace during protests since 1970s and the 80s. And it means there won't be wholeness or peace until there is justice among us. When some of us are treated unfairly, that injustice creates trouble and pain. On the other hand, if there is justice, our community is safe and peaceful because everyone's needs are lovingly cared for and met. So God desires peace and wholeness among all people, young and old, disabled and non-disabled, among all genders, between nations, among all expressions of faith. Remember, God's peace is not fake peace. It is a deep wholeness that is sometimes disruptive. This is why Jesus blessed the peacemakers. So, I am going to give you a gift, my blessing to you. So make sure you put out your hands to receive the gift, and after the blessing, you'll bring it to your heart, okay? So here we are. Put out your hands, and the blessing is, may God bless you with peace to be a peacemaker. There you go. Take it back and bring it to your heart. All right, and we'll see you in a few minutes for our activity. Bye for now. Hi everyone, Miss Lisa's here. Hey, ready for our activity for today's lesson? You know, sometimes making peace means noticing patterns on how things work in the world. A pattern is something that repeats, right? Some of these patterns, like where people live, what schools children go to, etc., may work for some, but not for everyone. Being a peacemaker might mean being a disruptor by interrupting a pattern and creating a new pattern that brings wholeness to each person. So at school, you might notice a pattern of certain classmates being left out. Or maybe some kids have more chances to do something than others. And you can work toward new and fairer patterns by making changes in your behavior and encouraging others to join you, right? Isn't that great? So what happens if you notice patterns that you do not have the power to change? Maybe you notice your teacher seems to treat some children more harshly than others. Or you see the teacher sending a classmate out of the room every time they talk out of turn and speaking harshly. So to them and forget things like a pencil, for instance. Maybe people in power have the responsibility to behave justly to everyone. So maybe you can talk to an adult about that situation. So what kind of small peace can you make around you? What can you do around your life? And what kind of changes can you make? Tell a grown-up that there is a problem, right? You can always speak out to an adult, to a grown-up, and give a little encouragement to your classmates, letting them know that you see the frustrating situation. And sometimes when grown-ups try to make peace, they get stuck. Yeah, we do. And they cannot think beyond their arguments and barriers. But children are often more imaginative and open and creative when it comes to making peace. So use that imagination to think of solutions to bring peace to problems. Okay, so our activity, and these coloring sheets are found on the Facebook group site for today, and it's called the Peacemaker activity. So there are a couple of them. When you print the page, it's going to look something like this, and then you're going to cut it in half. So then you have two, and then cut on the lines, not the dashed lines, but just the lines, and then you're going to fold over where the dashed lines are, okay? So you'll have, I think, 4 of these. And then you can color the pictures, all right? And then what we're gonna do is, you have the problem. Here it says, young people need some peace. And it says, young people send messages to each other on their phones. So how can we make peace? So then on this blank space, you can draw a picture or use your imagination and your creative ideas to put how you can make peace with teens in social media or on their texting on their phones. Okay, what are some of the problems? So draw your picture of what you think, and like this one here, then you can open it up and it says, these messages are rude and mean. Well, some young people do rude and mean things, right? Sometimes they're encouraging and good, but this is the problem. And then some people who get these messages feel alone and hurt. Okay, so see if maybe you can match the idea, the bad situation, what it could be, and maybe a solution to the problem. Either a solution or a problem can go on the top, okay? So that's our coloring activities and little flip pages, okay? This one says, immigrants need some peace. Immigrants and refugees flee to other countries for safety and shelter. So what kind of problem does this cause? Okay, and what kind of solution could there be? So have fun with that. Work with your families. And again, with all of our coloring and our creative pages, I'd love to see them come back to the church when we come back together, and we'll post them for all to see. Okay, so I'll see you in our closing with Ginger. Take care. Bye for now. Hi everyone. Miss Lisa's here with Ginger. Hello, Ginger. Anyway, we're here with our closing for today's lesson. The coloring sheet is here. You can find it on the FCC Kids group Facebook page. And the discussion questions are, and remember there's a space where you can make notes or color a page, and you could too if you had them. What does peace mean to you is the first question. And you can talk about it with your family. What does it look like to be a peacemaker here and now? What does it look like? I don't know, I think of sunshine and a warm heart. Why do you think there can't be peace until there is justice? Talk about that one with your families. And how can you be a peacemaker in your own community, in your home, in your schools, in your church? How can you be a peacemaker? And then there's this beautiful coloring page, right? So Miss Lisa's still behind on her coloring, but we'll get that done. And then we're going to bring these all together when we're back together, and we're going to put them up on the wall for everyone to enjoy. Okay, so bring these to Miss Lisa when you have them. Okay, so Ginger, shall we bow in prayer? Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? Let's pray. God of peace, we want to be peacemakers and justice workers in your name. We want to follow your lead in creating a world where each one of us experiences true wholeness. Please show us what our next step is today in creating the peace our world needs. Amen. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the Family Sunday School this week, and I look forward to having you tune in next week. Bye for now. Take care.